Hello there, YouTube. This is Falcon. Today we're going to be taking a look at Stormstout Brewery. This is the newest dungeon to be available in the current beta, released yesterday. And surprisingly, it's the least glitched area that I've been in since they've done the last patch. It's really kind of sad. No disconnects at all, and it was amazing. Alright, so here we go. So here is the first pool, and as you can see, I'm doing a terrible job at tanking. This is my first time to be able to tank in MoP because of the fact that we have just finally been allowed to do some talent respec, or specialization respecs, I should say. Also, the Shadow Priest decided to pool instead of letting me do it, and yeah, I'm not used to just one taunt. So yeah, the Shadow Priest in here is really annoying, and the hunter refused to turn off his pet's taunt or growl or whatever a bird does to get aggro, and it's fairly frustrating. So yeah, the mobs don't seem to hit all too hard though. I don't know if this is because it's undertuned or if it's because this is a low, this isn't a max level dungeon, so they're not too worried about it. But I would hope that maybe they would kind of tune it up a little bit. It's fairly weak, and the fact that we're able to run through some of the stuff, I get to the point where I'm like, okay, this is just boring. Let's pull more stuff. And the healer, he's been through a little bit of mana. So these big mobs, I feel like they should actually hurt. I mean, given they're on the pet more than they are me, because I don't know, that friggin' growl or whatever just is annoying. So we just keep going up here. This room up here, fail. This room up here is actually, you pull anything with an AoE and something blows up and kills everything. We skip it here and then we come back, but the footage is cut so that you don't have to see that. So coming right along, you'll notice this little bar in the middle here, which has been there since the beginning. This is a kind of a countdown. Whoa, what the heck was that? I don't even know. Anyway, it's counting up how long until the actual last boss is summoned, which I think is kind of cool. So you can see the footage was cut right there. I really do like that. I think that it's a... I guess if you're going to have a boss that comes after a pool, you know, it's better to give an indicator like this than to just, you know, not. No, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but as you can see, right here, we're just pulling everything. You'll notice these barrels coming out. Now, I could see it in heroic mode, this being really cool. And you'll notice in the footage, I'm going to... What? Those monkeys are wearing pimp hats. I didn't even notice that before. Oh, monkeys. So as you notice here, you can click on the barrels and you can actually use them and direct them toward things. Now, if you get hit by one, they do a pretty decent amount of damage. I believe it's 45,000. That's a good bit of health. And as you see, all the monkeys here are running away. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, what? Oh, okay. As you can see, I was confused. I skipped the footage where I actually was chasing them down thinking someone was running with them. And I try to click on a barrel here, and it doesn't work. The barrel won't turn. So I was like, aw. I wanted to use a barrel, and I was like, oh, well, I guess not. So I believe that the barrels are probably going to play some sort of role in the hard mode, where you're going to want to have people jump on them and ram them into the monkey, which I'm okay with. I'm not okay with this stupid hunter's pet. Oh. As you can see, I'm trying to test to see if I can get the barrels to run into him and hurt him, but they don't appear to. Currently he is throwing bananas. Or not even really throwing them, they're just kind of flying out of him. He does this AoE stomp type thing. That's kind of like the warriors. Shockwave, except it's a channeled attack. So it's pretty easy to get out of. Other than that, he doesn't seem to hit too hard. As you can see, he's about to do a smash. It's got a timer. If you can't get out of this, you deserve to get killed. And apparently, as the game, or as it goes on, more barrels come. Interesting. It's a neat little mechanic. I like this environmental mechanic type thing where, okay, there's a barrel rolling across the screen. Move. It's, you know, and here you see I ram a barrel into him, and it doesn't actually seem to do any damage. It might have, it just didn't appear maybe. But as you can see, this fight's decent length. It's pretty fun. The mechanics seem interesting. And you can see if you screw up and don't hit a barrel properly, you're going to get hurt. Gear is implemented. They changed some models too, or should I say they changed the way that the windows look. And so you'll see it in a second. I think I win this piece of loot. No, I think it's another piece. And I don't know why these two guys die. They just fall over dead. I didn't understand that. So moving on, trying to figure out where to go, and finding out that I didn't know. We head over here to the next part, which is a gauntlet, apparently. And it's not like this is there is a unique quirk to this gauntlet, and at first I was just like, oh, okay, I got stuff to tank. And everyone's like, hey, keep moving. I'm like, okay. So, as you can see, these guys are holding mallets. Well, if you click on a mallet once they die, you can use the mallet to run through and do a cool smash. So I was like, oh. It's just an instant click, and you have it. So it's kind of a neat little quirk to go with it, but it does seem, again, a little too easy to do. In a second, you'll see. I love that thing. I really, really love that thing. So in a second, I think I do it at least. Maybe I'm going crazy. It was a long night with many crashes beforehand. So yeah, here we go. We're just gonna keep going, I believe. I love the new Consecrate. It is so amazing. Okay, so I really didn't do it, but basically you can run through the entire thing. They don't hit hard enough for crap. That's just how it is. So here is the next boss. Yes, he's an oversized vermin. So he, again, doesn't hit too hard. I mean, I guess I have decent gear, but I don't think I have great gear for this. So he does a little whirlwind that probably you're going to want to get out of once this is tuned properly. He also summons all of them to come. As you can see right here, I was trying to drop my consecration into the thing, hoping maybe I could just pull it all, but I couldn't. So it's more of these hammer guys. Let's see, do the hammers drop? I don't think so. There's just way too many of them probably for that to happen. But as you can see, the tank just needs to pick him up and turn him. Oh no, is he just, I guess he is just turning. I thought he was following me. So you can see I'm actually taking a good bit of damage now because of all these extra mobs. And nobody, ooh, they do leave hammers. Huh. You see the whirlwind follows the tank, much like normal mechanics. And apparently he has a aggro drop or something right here. Because I suddenly don't have aggro. Now you give him just a second here. He's doing his little spew. You'll need to move around that. So you'll probably want to keep him right in the center. Probably facing your back to where they're coming from, so you could just drop your AoEs and pick them up. But you see, he went down pretty easy. For just a second there, you know, I had the oh crap moment, but other than that, it wasn't that but a thing. It's a giant carrot eating thing. So now moving on. The new elementals that have been added to the game. The brew elementals. Yeah, these guys are definitely on something. When they created these, they were drunk. These guys are awesome though. They give you various debuffs. Actually, I think there's only one debuff that they give you, which is, as you can see, the warrior has where he is shooting crap out of the sides of his ears, I guess. And it does damage, and it's kind of cool. So there are also certain things you... Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out what these little buckets were for. I think they're if you have the debuff, you go to them and click on them. So you also get a debuff on you that if you have it, you can't do anything. It pacifies you. I'm guessing that's when you want to click on a barrel to get rid of it, maybe? Perhaps? Sorry. Oh, being sick is terrible. Okay, sorry. Really am. So moving on. Not sorry enough to cut it, though. So... moving on, we are about to come to the boss, I believe? Next boss? Last boss, actually? Oh, no, that's right. We got another hallway here to clear with more lovely beer elementals. So there's not a whole lot to say about these guys. It's pretty explanatory. See right here, you can see they have that little golden colored brew on the ground. You need to move out of that so that you're no longer... That's what it was. You got to move out of it so you're no longer pacified. Or, I guess, drunk. Maybe they're insinuating that if you're drunk, you can't do anything. No, because here I'm out of it. I don't know. I don't know what Blizzard's doing. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get rid of these last two guys. And then we'll move on to the final boss, which takes a lot longer than I think it should, because, well, you'll see. Jesus, this is actually taking a lot longer than I thought it should. It's okay though, he's almost dead. As you can see right here, I'm spouting beer out my ears. Is there a reference to this somewhere that I don't know about? Because I've never heard anything about spouting beer out your ears. I think it's your ears. I don't know. It's coming out the sides. So there's the final boss. Blizzard, really. Alright, so his basic mechanics is he shoots a random disc at people. I think it's random. He was shooting various people. He does about anywhere from about 1,000 to 5,000. Oh, 13. Okay, so 1,000 to 13 apparently. So his core mechanic will be coming up in a second. He gets people drunk like every other mob in here. He summons ads which need to be killed because they heal the boss. And then just a second. Maybe not. Maybe my timing is completely off here. Soon though, we'll be entering phase 2. You'll see these little bubbles on the ground. I didn't notice them at first. I'm like, why can't I do anything? Well, as we discover in a second, or I discover, you actually need to click the bubbles. This would have been nice to know. So I'm like, oh, I'm almost dead. Do I lay on hands? I can't remember. And yes, I click, okay? I don't have all my macros and everything, and my UI is messed up. Leave me alone. Okay, I click on live. Not like, I don't completely click, but there's usually the far buttons that I click. I'm a bad WoW player, what can I say? Alright, so coming up here, almost, I'd say we're almost done with the fight. We're really not. Alright, here we go again. Here's the bubbles. So, I see, oh hey, I can click the bubble. So I click the bubble. But I don't quite get the mechanic right. Because you have to actually fly with it. You click it and then you fly up in the air. Similar to Kel'Thas. In the various dungeons that he's been in, and he'll be back sometime in this one, I'm sure. But, so, yeah, you gotta click them and fly up to get out of the brew, and that allows you to use your abilities to actually kill him. As you can see how much health he's regained, because people weren't killing the ads properly, and because I think we were in the brew heals him as well. So, in a minute here, I will be telling everyone, hey, fly up. Which I can't fault them because it is still a new dungeon, and I barely do what to do. I have yet to see, this is my first encounter with it, and that includes seeing any footage, which I normally am on the lookout for. So everyone flies up and things go a lot better, or maybe they don't. Oh, here's where I tell them, that's right. Hey you guys. But they at least are killing the ads, so he's almost, he's halfway again. So you're going to want to make sure you go down a little bit, because it drops you, and that's unneeded damage. Shouldn't make your healer do that, unless you know him, then you can be a douchebag. So it's a learning experience. This guy's, as I said, he's not too hard if you know what you're doing. But when you don't know, it's, a little bit of a problem. And here we go, one last time. Click on the bubble, fly up, see? I think everyone does it. Nope. The healer stands there and takes it to the face. Oh, wait. There he goes. Hey! Even bulls can learn new tricks. And there we go. Stormstout